Hey y'all, welcome to me a new post. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Everything gonna be audio today because right now we about to be talking about Katt Williams on the Club Shay Shay show. And I'm gonna be giving a reaction to the video right now. So make sure you guys hit that like, smash that subscribe button. When you enter in here, don't be stingy with the likes. And then share this video. Okay? Okay. Let's go right now.
I mean, you told you one of the top tour, one of the top touring comedians of all time. You already got started before we started taping.
I did.
Appreciate that. Tell the people at home.
I thought they was lying, and yeah, this particular alcohol is stronger than you think it would be, probably by about 2, and unbelievably smoother and milder by the same maybe 30% than you could possibly expect. And unlike cognacs the world over, this one doesn't taste like wood at the end, and it doesn't taste like it's got artificial colors, and it doesn't taste like it's got artificial flavors. It's a fine product at the club.
Well, thanks for stopping by the club. I understand that you're very, very busy, and for you to take time out of your busy schedule and stop in today, we really, really appreciate it here at Club Shay Shay. So thanks for stopping by, Katt.
And I needed you to know why I came by.
Yeah, I need you to tell us why.
People know I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking to people unless it's like a Larry King or somebody of an amazing ilk that I would actually want to go talk to in real life.
Okay.
I don't do it so I can sell product, and I got things to sell, so let me come talk. You have a great product here, and as a fan base, we love the attention that you spend on the guests. We love how much work you've done, how well you know them, how prepared you are. The same things that we...
Listen, Katt Williams, get him ready. Get him all the praises. Get everything, former all out the way before he go in and roasting and try to shade and shut the whole show down like he always do on anybody interview, any comedy concert. But anyway, we'll keep it going.
Liked about you in football. You brought that on over to here, and that's why it resonates. And the reason I had to come is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate
and
that.
I have watched all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies. I'm talking about things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here lying to you about it.
You gonna set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in. I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Katt Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike. And Katt Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know
he shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let a athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act.
Dang, he going in on Ricky Smiley as soon. Oh Lord, ain't even been 5 minutes. He already going in. He going in on poor Ricky Smiley, saying he cannot act. Oh my gosh. But anyway, he is telling you Ricky Smiley can't really act. His jokes kind of, okay. But anyway, keep going.
Told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man, you stole that. Oh, so he could get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He couldn't have played that role like you. I thought he
Sir,
was...
no one, why no? He was with KD. He beat up Terry Crews. Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and he, what?
Who says you can't go for gold without going broke? Get the brands you want.
So Ricky Smiley knows this. And I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie.
That's facts. He ain't lying. There's so many people out here lying about anything, everything, just to make themselves look good. And the whole entire time, they say I'm better than this person, I'm better than that person. That person is nothing. That person is a liar. And that person, this and that. And just the whole entire time, while the person supposed to be a liar is telling the truth. And while the ones is lying is looking like they are telling the truth. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. We'll keep it going.
But I can tell you this. We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 of us was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom. And that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Katt Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about comedy, right, where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to.
He not lying. It's never ever funny involving the R word. No matter it's a woman, man, child, it's not funny. Even animals. It's just plain sick. It's just plain nasty. It's just plain downgrading and everything else. It's just sick and just people think it is so funny watching a person get victimized in front of their eyes and all they could do is whip out their phone instead of helping a person out. But anyway, keep it going.
What the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was going to play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? Why? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Katt Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them. That's how I already know that I'm going to be funnier than you. What he told everybody was Katt Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve and Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now. Then he was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what?
Well, dang, Ricky. Dang. Katt Williams went in. He said he wouldn't work with Ricky Smile unless that man is in a dress. The way he showed the crack of his backside at the movie set, saying that he supposed to be Money Mike, while Katt Williams supposed to be the whole crackhead Santa Claus. Anyway, we get the C word, but oh my gosh. But anyway, getting juicier. Let's go.
Was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's a believable actor. Him.
Shannon, you know why he would put in the contract. You know why. Don't ask that man. He know what he doing. He been in the business just as long as you, Shannon. Why will you put it in the contract? There's other celebrities who just like Katt Williams wouldn't work with certain celebrities, and they got that in the contract too. But we ain't gonna talk about it allegedly. Keep it moving.
And Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie.
So
that he knows is a lie.
So why would he say it?
Because he's a liar. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business. And it's a man unit. Then you have...
Man, let's get it talking. So, let me know in the comments, y'all. Like, for real, do y'all really think Cedric the Entertainer stole the joke? Because there's a rumor going around that Cedric stole the joke by Katt Williams, allegedly. And not only that, Ced allegedly claimed that he did the joke back in 2000 versus Katt Williams said he did the joke in 2018. So y'all let me know who's telling the truth or who is lying, who is being honest, who is just pretty much over exaggerating. But anyway, we'll keep it going. But at the same time, let's talk about Steve Harvey, because I just almost forgot. He mentioned Steve Harvey had man unit, which is a man wig for those who don't know what man unit is. A man wig on, and then have everybody believe that his afro was really that nice and shaped. But while he had Bernie Mac, whose hair was real and naturally shaped. But anyway, I ain't gonna spoil it. We gonna keep it watching.
I said, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bump.
That's what got me. He says there's 33,000 movie script is being produced every year. And then he said you couldn't tell me that you can play any of the movies. And then not only that, you try to compare yourself to who? Katt Williams, who plays 60 plus movies. That's which all was half of them was successful and the other half either wasn't shown, and the other half of that was probably a little bit of flop, but people still watch. But we gonna keep it going.
and black dude that can't talk good over KB and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have a range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Katt Williams in there.
I don't know, Katt. We might not let you drink anymore the way I mean, we ain't even got.
I'm not fueled by alcohol. I've had a sip, less than you.
So Acorns is a financial tech company. So I bought everyone's gift today with my new.
Y'all should see Shannon's face when Katt William put Shannon on blast, saying that I only had less fuel than you, and he like, really, bruh, right now on his show. And he can't even say that because that was a comeback because you tell him he cannot drink. And everything he's saying sound like he a drunk person speaking in his sober mind. But he let him know, I ain't drink. This is my first drink of the day. But anyway, we'll keep it going.
The truth don't need motivation. I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. Cedric's sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why?
Oh, Lord, not Warris on the couch, flopping around, hands on stomach. I can't. Even Shannon had to laugh. He tried to change the topic. That was funny as ever. Keep it going.
Out of movies. What?
It's a situation.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer.
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? They're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
So, for those who ain't catch the shade, what is the whole reference with Netflix and Tubi? Netflix is the suburban. Tubi is the hood ghetto, stream channel. Is free. You could watch movies, you could watch TV. And he said they are so not funny that they are not in any of those streams at all, which just means they're not at all good, period.
You don't think Sam's a good comedian?
The world doesn't think that, sir. I have 12 comedy specials. He has 4 specials that are not available on Netflix or Tubi.
It seems to me, Katt, that you had a lot to get off your chest.
No.
You wanted to set the record straight.
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. I don't say any of these things if my name is not breached by these people on your platform. If you
See, I think Katt William going nicely off on Shan, because right now Shan try to make Katt seem like he a jealous, individual. Let's call it as it is. But Katt let me know that I'm not jealous. I'm dressing what's being dressed at the questions that you asked me on your platform for Shannon, Shay, whatever your name is. So he addressing that situation right now, the matter right now. And he let them be know that you sat in front of my face, Katt will let him know, with all these other celebrities who had lots to say about me. But once I get on and say something, you want to change topics. You try and play in my face right now, Shannon, and it's not going to happen. So anyway, y'all keep going, keep watching, let's keep listening.
give a liar a platform to lie, then I'm not being messy by saying, hold on, that never happened. It's untrue. And there are hundreds of witnesses for each thing I'm saying.
So let me ask you this. What is your relationship with Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer as you sit here currently?
For 30 years, they're a group. These aren't 3 random guys. The way that Ricky Smiley kept appearing at all of my auditions is because of Steven said he would tell anybody that, listen, they got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. Why Earthquake not in movies? Because he's illiterate. He can't read. And they found that out when they gave him a show and put the cards in front of him. Like, all of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets. And this is the age of truth. And the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies. Cats on drugs. Where are the stories? Why is there no story of anybody who ever sold a drug to me, did a drug with me, was around me when I was inebriated? I got 5 daughters. I got 5 sons. Why would we tell these ridiculous stories? Because it's competition. You feel like, well, why comedy guys can't just get along?
Yes.
Why didn't you get along with the other teams you were competing against? If you're a Denver Bronco, why you don't get along with the Cowboys? Something wrong with you?
But I don't disagree. I don't dislike all the Cowboys. Cat, damn, you like this?
No.
Katt Williams hit them with the shade back. He said, "Stop playing my face." So he like, be honest. They are all working as game. Not only that, it makes sense why we not seeing much of Earthquake at all. But we see it here and there, but not as much as we see Steve, not as much we see Ricky Smiley, not as much we see Cedric the Entertainer. But we see them on all types of shows, reality TVs, even Steve Harvey getting the girl the wrong crown and everything else on the pageant, whatnot. And not only that, Katt Williams go in and let us know that Earthquake can't even read. So like, who been reading Earthquake work? Because we know Floyd Mayweather can't read, and then he paying somebody to read his. Same with R. Kelly, who can't read, and got somebody paying, read for him. But we'll keep it going.
That's
okay,
not
what comedian do you like?
Did you play against the team?
Yes.
I've taken 46 comedians with me on the road. 46.
Okay.
Are you a low-income American on food
Dang.
Medicaid? If so, you
All
are.
these commercials.
I'm not.
He said he took 40 plus comedians on the road with him, showing support of these 40 plus comedians. Let's talk about it, because I know he had Red, I know he had Lunel, and I can't remember the other couple, rest of them, but I know those I have seen him play movies and did, shows with. 40 plus comedians. And usually it'd be people like, well, who you help out, in the industry, who you help out on coming up, who you help out. And he let us know he helped other comedians to show up. 40 plus comedians. He ain't do it just 1 to 5. Look like he do it. So he said 40 plus comedians. Anyway, we keep going.
The comedian you can give that to. I only put on comedians that are funnier than me. Anybody that ever told you differently was a fat Faison liar. There's nobody like me in the business.
Faison just called it straight.
Faison said that getting a Netflix special is easy. I have 12 specials. Guess how many Faison got? 0. So why is he allowed to have conversations about real stand-up people? We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all. As a journalist, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I don't harbor any resentment to any of these entities because I can't be jealous. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird face wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people.
Dang, Katt Williams, you ain't had to go in, but I'm glad you did went in because he's stating facts that people always curious. Why is it that we see, brown skinned to dark skinned man married to light skinned woman and see her on these different interviews and news, but her face be jacked up because of plastic surgery. Like, why? Like, the life been sucked out of her with plastic surgery, too, but anyway, why? He is telling the truth. He is exposing everything. Let it be all out there. Let's keep it going.
How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk?
They did cancel him, especially Pimp Chronicles when he was talking about Michael Jackson, and as well when he did Cat Apocalypse. He said, "I'm not gonna say sorry now, even when I ain't do it before." But he says, we all watch as a nation of American people hear and see Michael Jackson said, "This is it." And when he said, "This is it," lots of black people got worried because black people never, ever, ever said, "This is it" about something. Unless something about take a whole sharp left turn. That was a pure warning sight. But my thing is, Katt William, which Jackson family member pop up on you saying that wasn't funny? Huh? I know the Michaelers ain't gonna play that with you, talk about Michael Jackson, but I wanna know which Michael Jackson family members have pop up on you and check you. Because they all look like they don't low key play about either one of them. And at the end of the day, their family is a legacy, is building, is still building, and regardless of them building, it's still more accusations coming out. But anyway, we gonna do another video about that, but keep it going.
About another black dude. Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big dick deviants is
Who caught what he's saying? Who caught that? I caught that. I can't help but laugh. He said he don't care about all this foolishness, the big D. I mean, deviants. He kept going. Oh man. He said they don't care about none of this. And he getting good, comfortable. He rocking, try to, keep it serious. But at the same time, it's like Katt William is funny. Even when he talking a serious conversation, he's just funny like that. Naturally funny. But anyway, we'll keep it going.
all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get one here.
Right.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
Right.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
because in 30 years I've done nothing but
look past the smoke screen of the middle.
Man, I'm tired of these commercials.
$16,800 information, knowledge, and your secrets.
Wow.
So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you would tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Ooh.
Okay.
I gather that.
Wow. So Katt William confirming what everybody always knew. There is someone always in celebrities camp snitching on everything that they do, from hairstylists, barbers, from best friends, management, PR, co-workers, no matter doing reality shows to movies. and people at the party, going straight to others. You gotta prick the finger, take the phone, and sign contracts. But anyway, he is disposing it all. He lets you know that it's other people around, celebrities, telling him things. Anyway, keep it going.
I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Katt because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike, because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told them to go get the Prowler. I then told them to paint it purple. I told them don't have an actor playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan, to play.
Katt William said, if we gonna do this thing, we gonna do this thing the right way. That's why I like people who have creative mind like Katt William. Stop making these lifetime movies and the people don't look like the real people in the real life. Especially when they did the movie about Michael Jackson and had, what's the guy name? Alexandra playing Michael Jackson. Mind you, this man is dark skinned and they put all over his body white makeup. It was horrible. It was really bad. And I'm so glad the movie flopped. I'm not gonna lie, it's flop. You don't always see it all the time, or people talk about it. And not only that, I'm glad because he let it be known that when you do the movie, do it the right way. What we look like having people who never been pimps before when we could go get the real pimps? What it look like having people who went to Harvard playing gangster when we could go off the street get the real gangster like Birdman, um, Lil Wayne, Master P. These, I'm just saying, we could get the real ones. Stop getting people this plastic fake actors who never been or lived the life. But anyway, we'll keep it going.
Like I did far too much work for somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Why didn't Cube set the record straight? Terry Crews could have set the record straight. Mike Epps could have set the record straight. Why none of them set the record straight?
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that no one's ever heard. Right, but he's telling you something no one's ever heard of. Nobody has ever heard, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon was in a movie, and somebody said, y'all should switch roles. Like, this is a business.
But that's the thing, Katt. Normally when people will give you information, I'm thinking I'm hearing it for the first time, and they're giving information no one else knows or have ever heard. So I'm taking them at face value.
These are this is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history.
Man, he ain't like he going in. He said you married the first wife, saying it was her who made Steve Harvey. Then you remarried another wife, thinking like a man. Mind you, Steve Harvey been married more than once, multiple times. And we know who he talk about thinking like a man, talk about Marjorie. She act like a man but dressed like a woman to the T because she out here used to be a gangster, a real gangster, ex-wife. And then not only that, he also said that ex gangster that Marjorie took all his money and ran off with the kids and have all their kids that's biologically his change their name to Steve Harvey. If they ain't no masculine or man, I don't know what y'all talk about. I don't know what y'all mean. I ain't having this conversation with y'all back and forth argument. I'm just stating facts that's in front of our face. Either you see it or not. But keep it going.
Guy Tori did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words.
To breakfast or not?
Dang, Katt William. Tired of these commercials for real. But dang.
He just did his.
So he calling Kevin Hart as industry plant. And not only that, I heard many other celebrity was industry plant and down with the agenda and let's go on. But dang, it makes sense too. But anyway, we'll keep it going.
Documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you.
Man, Katt William be picking them lies left and right, either on social media or on his show. He be picking the lies from the government to the celebrities to sports. He just pick lies from everybody. And like you can't get nothing away. And what make it funny, he bring this Jussie Smollett. We all remember the Jussie Smollett story, so I'm not gonna go into it. But it pissed a lot of couple off, especially on February 14th when he talked about he had been attacked. Mind you, February 14th supposed to be a day everybody lovey dovey. Others, get down to busy. Some of them forget one love for the whole 334 days or 300. Well, Anyway, sorry about that. We're back.
Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium.
He saying facts. He ain't lying. He said, number one rule: people who sold they soul is act like they didn't. And then in front of their face, they play our face. They doing rituals in our face. And then the whole entire time, they make us look like laughing in our face that they serving, not God, when they get their awards. Say, oh, we want to thank God for awards, knowing which God, because the God above is not in anything y'all was doing whatsoever. But anyway, keep it going.
They rock with who they rock with, and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources, and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Because Shannon Sharp got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built. So all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I?
Dang. This going back to multiple people who was telling the truth. Men and women saying they was getting jiggy with it. Lay your back, the casting couch by Harvey Weinstein for years. 4 years. Mind you guys, this is Oprah's best friend, Harvey Weinstein. This is Harvey Weinstein, the one who's try to blackmail and blackball people. The same one who dropping pins and draws of both man and woman to get a role inside a film. Anyway, keep it going.
Supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo! Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get
I told him no. What y'all do?
Ooh, stink. He said no. And then you go to the place, see 3 black men who's down to work there and making people leave like, what did y'all do? Who was the topper? Who was the bottom? And then not only that, y'all see Shannon laughing like he all, shy, uncomfortable, try to play it off. But the whole entire time, he knows it's true. Body language never lies. He knows it's true. But anyway, keep it going.
And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular.
He not lying. How many people we saw over every social media who said Katt William was nothing? That he was a hater, he was a liar. But every time they see him, everybody like, hey, Katt, you got them haters. They be talking about you behind closed door. But once they see you, oh, hey, what's up, girl? Hey, what's up? Same thing with guys, doing the same thing with Katt William. Anytime he step in, anytime award shows, on set, interviews, everybody saying, hey, Katt William. And the same one bashing by tomorrow. That is crazy. And look at the body language. It hit hard for Shannon. He just sitting there looking at Cat because he know he one of the people who behave cat face but talking mad smack about Cat behind closed doors. That's why I always say be careful of these people nowadays. Ain't nobody your friends in the industry whatsoever. I don't care if it's acting, I don't care if it's singing, I don't even care if it's politics or sports. Nobody is not your friend. Play it safe, guys, but keep it going.
Old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no, no, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he has 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Katt Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Katt Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in, and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Have you ever been on tour with any of these guys?
Every guy I mentioned to you is not funny out there in real life.
Time to get up, sweetie.
Anyway, these are commercial, but he's telling the truth on everything. He's saying none of these guys funny, but at the same time that he had roasted multiple comedians who wants to come up and battle Katt William. He roasted every one of them. From stand-ups in different clubs, underground comedy, to, Apollo, to other, stages as well. Including being on Wild 'N Out. We all seen Wild 'N Out. How he rap and battle comedy with everyone on that stage in Wild 'N Out. And then once you get big and known in Wild 'N Out, then he said also they don't want to work with you. He said straight to Nick Cannon's face while Smack Dad looked him in the eye. They don't want to work with you no more once you get big on Wild 'N Out show. Let's keep it moving.
Oh no. Faison's never done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you got to be doing karaoke around the country to make that work.
Right.
And he is. But I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my 19th 100-city tour. I'm not going to have a conversation with these lazy bums that'll take a shortcut at any point. Yes, it's easier for you to juice than to get in the gym. But you don't get to bring that body in here talking crazy.
Talk about how good you look.
What? No, there's too many comics out there that are putting their life on the line to tell these jokes, man.
Okay. Let's get to your upbringing. We're going to circle back and we'll get some...
I want to protect him real quick, because you had said for the Kings of Comedy, it was in 2018, 2019, but did you mean 1999? Because it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
No, I didn't. No. So what I meant to say was, remember, he said I couldn't do stand-up anymore. I had 7 TV shows. I said he didn't have any of those TV shows at the time.
I know you talking about Cedric.
Joke stealing from Cedric.
Cedric.
Okay.
You had said in 2018, 2019, but it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
Okay, no. What comes out in 2000?
The original Kings of Comedy.
Right. I'm on BET's Comic View, and they're using this as the commercial in 1998. Okay. That's why I'm saying, yeah. So if I said the dates wrong, So
let's go ahead and clear that up.
Okay.
You said, I had Cedric on here, and I asked him about the joke stealing, and he said the timeline doesn't add up.
Correct.
To that point, you say.
Right. So he thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke.
Right.
And this joke is one of those jokes in comedy where you set it up and it takes a little longer to set it up, takes about 3 minutes. But then you're just hitting them with jokes after that because you don't have to set it up.
Right.
Mark Curry had already helped me work on this joke because I thought it was good because I was getting a standing ovation on it. He had me go back in the lab to help me craft it to be an even more powerful joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship.
The government is paying for people to go back to school.
Oh, wow. These commercials gotta go. So those who ain't understand, he just make it clear for me too. He said he been doing comedy since 1998. Cedric came to roll, sit himself down, watch Katt William do his show, and then after that, when it's time for original Kings of Comedy, do the same joke in the Kings of Comedy. It's nothing new because in the industry, everybody's stealing everybody. Music, comedy, lines from politics to even sportsmanship. Even movie roles are being reproduced, but switch, certain things out of it. It just always seemed like everything is same old thing, but yet it's just with different titles. So wow. And he said from 1998 to 2000. So I'm glad he clarified that because we always like which, me, I would say, like kind of confused, like, so this joke took place 2000 to that. He like, no, 1998 to 2000, the original Kings of Comedy. 1998, Katt Williams was doing jokes, stand-ups for all throughout the 90s. So he just let it be known people and comedians was copying him. But let's keep going.
Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Katt 30 times, and Katt didn't do as I stand before you, Shannon. I would have bust Cedric's stomach.
That part took me out. Both of them. As I stand, mind you, Katt William is short. He was stopping at Shannon waist. I'm sorry. And then he said, I'm going to bust Cedric and Tina's stomach. Oh. I can't. But anyway, keep going.
There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all a group. Cedric, Steve, Ricky, they've been a group. Everybody knows that. They've been aligned. And there are these alliances in comedy. And if you stand against them, then they sometimes have a problem. But we don't let that change the content, because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Can you believe we're this deep into the NFL season? We got to make every second count. Talk to me that you got accepted to college at 7 years of age. You can read fluently at 3 years of age. So having that kind of knowledge, having that kind of prodigy, or what was your upbringing? How was it?
So you gonna have the man talking about all the celebrities, and then you want to talk about him being a drunk, then acting crazy, going off on these celebrities, thinking he crazy for getting his opinion of true facts. And now you want to go by playing therapist and ask him about his childhood and try to see and understand why he crazy. When he ain't crazy, he's speaking facts. But anyway, let's listen.
Life is Katt Williams Crunk coming up.
I was often confused because I knew things and I wasn't sure how I knew them. I knew things that I felt like I don't have a reason that I know this, but I love to read. I was voracious because they told me when I was young that knowledge was powerful. That knowledge was power, and I had studied powerful people, and I really believe that. I immediately, my next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set. You think you're one of the smartest people in the world, right, only to get out in the world and find out you don't know anything. So it was a confusing time. But yeah, I had a childhood. I was grown, but I at 5 years old, I was in front of 5,000-10,000 people giving a performance with a full suit and tie on. You know what I mean? So it came full circle for my life. I knew that the applause and the giving of information and laughs and truth to people somehow benefited them and also benefited you. And yeah, so when they would ask me what I wanted to be, everything that I would say that I wanted to be was something that didn't exist. And they would never give me credit for it because I needed to say a doctor or a lawyer, but that's not what I wanted to be.
So your parents weren't as supportive as you would have hoped because you were wanting to be things when you got older that they had no knowledge of, or it didn't exist at the time.
If you're fed up with the line, everyone else at school has one.
That's true. He's saying facts. Because he said he didn't want to be the stereotype, go to school, go to college. Oh, you're going to be a doctor. You're going to be a lawyer. You're going to be the next president. Anyway, you're going to be a celebrity. You're going to be all this and that and this and that. But when it's actually reality, you really want to be a psychologist, or you want to be, a writer. You want to be a painter. You want to be a photographer. You want to be a comedian. And then all those things are frowned upon because people will say you need to make real money. Have a real job. But anyway, kudos to Katt William. Keep going and, support his own self and his own dreams. But let's listen.
No, it wasn't that. It was, I'm saying I'm almost 100 years old right now, but if we go outside right now, I can run a 4.340 or sub. I can do a 4.16 if I'm
there's Jimmy John's across the street. We can order a sub.
But
you've been on the submarine. That what you sub?
So back then it was even greater. So you got this guy that all the coaches want to play.
Man, Katt, don't do that.
Hold on, because I'm 5'5", in the 5th grade. I've been this size my whole life. Like, there was a portion of school where I was one of the big dudes. Like, as soon as everybody caught their growth spurt, I was out of there. But I'm saying I was a competitive individual. My father was an athlete.
I can see that.
Like, no, I've been 145 pounds my whole career. That's why I never bothered when they said, your cat's on drugs. I knew, how you gonna prove that? My body is a temple.
I've been the same size since I was 10.
Like, what do you? Yeah, like I haven't changed off this pivot foot. This has always been who I was before stand up or anything. But it was an interesting childhood. I appreciate my parents, even though I couldn't live within the religious frameworks of what they had set up. But that was more not wanting to live a double life and not want to embarrass my family. You know what I mean?
Because I read where a form of punishment for you is that they would take books, because you mentioned you were such a voracious reader. And a form of punishment was when they would take the books for them, because you could read fluently. You told me how at like 3 or 4 years old, you could read, not just a little child's book, but you could read.
Well, I'm saying when we go to Haiti to do missionary work, understand that my mother and my father, nobody that's there with us speaks French. And it speaks Creole and reads French. So I'm in charge of everything, from the housing to the cars to the gardener. Like, I'm saying, so I'm not just reading, I'm reading in multiple languages. Like,
How old are you?
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12. No fiction books at all. I'm only reading nonfiction.
You could drive. At 12, you received a full scholarship to the National Science Academy in Dayton, Ohio. But you failed, so you would become ineligible.
Dang, I ain't know that Katt William speak foreign language. That's cool though. And he read 3,000 books from the age of 8 and 12. Goodness, like, let me know who could read that many books and still can read that same amount of books now that they are adult. Let me know in the comments. And not only that, y'all saw how Shannon said the word failed like really loud and then talked back to his regular tone. He tried to let Katt William know there's something in your life you have failed too. But at the same time, Katt William is a G. Let him know, it doesn't bother me. I'll keep on talking. And not only that, when the friend spoken about copying the jokes, he kept us cool in that as well too. But anyway, let's keep listening.
Why did you want to take that opportunity?
I didn't see it as an opportunity. When I got in there, all the students were wearing lab coats, and it seemed very confined and restricted, and nobody seemed like they were having fun. It just seemed like everybody was smart. I didn't want that. That wasn't what I was signing up for at all. And plus, I thought that Jesus was my big homie. So you know how you get a story about a dude joined the gang and you get a big homie, right? Like, at this particular point in my life, my thought is that the Bible is the greatest book that's ever been written.
Okay.
That it houses the truth, and that it gives you this story of Jesus, and that I'm supposed to be like him.
Okay.
So it's already in my head that as soon as I get 13, I'm leaving.
You at 13, you don't only leave like, okay, Mom, I'm moving out. You moved from Ohio to Florida on your own. You weren't afraid. I mean, you like, did you?
Hold on.
Did you not have? So what were you going to do when you got to Florida?
Don't say I wasn't afraid. There's no such thing as a human being of not being afraid.
Okay.
There are certain human beings that understand that being afraid in no way stops you from doing what you got to do.
Okay.
So I was afraid, but I couldn't be that afraid because I knew what had happened with Jesus. I knew how it worked out.
Right.
I knew that I wasn't in the wrong with how I was feeling, and I knew that I didn't have any bad intentions in it.
Right.
So I trusted God that it would work out.
Why Florida?
Because if you're raised in Ohio, the one thing on your list is, I'm gonna get away from snow, and I'm gonna get as far. I want to go.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying about Ohio because I live in Ohio. First thing on your mind, you ready to leave, get away from the snow. Like today, we got light snow. We don't got that heavy snow. I'm hoping it don't heavy snow at all this year. But you know how Ohio got that bipolar weather. It could be hot and cold all together on one day. But anyway, keep it moving.
Tell me the place. I literally went to a truck stop and I asked all the truck drivers where they was going. And there was one guy going to California and there was one guy going to Florida. And they told me how long it was going to take. And so that's why I ended up in Miami. Because...
How'd you get there? You caught a bus? Or...
No, I just told you. I was at the truck stop.
So you hitchhiked?
I didn't hitchhike. I got in the back of the dude's 18-wheeler. Me and my Rottweiler puppy and my suitcase. Yeah, because I probably had $2,500 on me, like I was shoveling snow and cutting grass. Like I always had pockets full of money.
When did you make the decision that you were going to leave Ohio and go somewhere? And it ended up being Florida. But when did you know that you were leaving Dayton, Ohio, going to Florida?
Did you know you can get free
The man just said he always knew that he gonna leave Ohio. He already told you.
And my father and I's last interaction, somebody could have not made it. And we both understood that was all bad.
What was the disagreement about?
If you say that my family is very religious, just say I'm not. So anything that I'm going to do is going to fall out of the guidelines.
Right.
But I'm not going to let you tell me what I'm going to be, even especially if what you're saying is wrong. I can't condone wrong. And if I find out that something is wrong and I tell you it's wrong and you don't back me, that's what it is.
Even as a young child, you were willing to tell your parents that some of the things that you're saying doesn't coincide with what I've been reading in the Bible.
No, very simply. Don't try to disfellowship me for sexual acts and I'm a virgin. Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me over. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty?
Right.
You just lied on God.
Right.
So long. That's it. There's no conversation. Deuces. That's what it was.
That's when you made the decision. After that conversation right there, you say, "No, I can't live under this roof."
It wasn't a conversation. It was an altercation. In the altercation.
That's true. You know, he let me know. How you gonna say it's God, but in the Bible it's not God? God said the opposite of do not do. But yet they run with every freaking scripture talk about disobedient. But yet when it comes to talk about the Bible, now you being a disobedient child when they disobedient too. But anyway, different conversations. We don't keep it going.
I love my father loved me, but we are 2 men at it. That it'll never be the same again. You can't sleep comfortably around me, and I can't sleep comfortably around you.
How similar are you to your father?
I don't know. He's a great man. I'm saying
because it seems like y'all butted heads.
Right, but I'm saying that generally happens with a father-son dynamic. It was just that religious relationships are always difficult in families. They always are.
Before it got to the point, because the dynamic, he's father, you're son. Before that dynamic and you step up on his level and you challenge him, you felt it was best for you to leave.
No. I'm not being challenged. I'm being beat to death.
Oh, he was abusive.
I didn't say that. I said we were in an altercation.
Oh, I see what you did there. I saw what you did there, Katt.
So those who ain't read between lines, he pretty much saying that they got into altercation, not only over a Bible, but his father was really abusive while saying that he was really abusive. But anyway, we'll keep it going.
Yeah. I saw what you did. You was in an altercation. You didn't say you lost. You said you was in an altercation.
I in no way gave you the impression that I won anything. I'm the one leaving. I'm out of bounds. This is his house.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is Shane so obsessed telling Katt William that he failed and lost? Like, why? Why is he so, like, pondering and keep saying that in front of this man's face? You lost too, Shannon. There's some games you ain't even win. Not only that, you broke your leg in the middle of a game that keep you from playing NFL. Really? But yet, you go around telling people who failed and lost. Anyway, keep it going.
So as long as I'm going to be under his roof, there are certain things that I'm going to have to do.
Right.
And the only way that's going to change is either this or that. And I'm saying I had two younger brothers. Like, I'm not an unreasonable person. Like, I don't have any mental issues whatsoever, despite what they lead people to believe. You know, I make pretty good decisions.
Were you not... So how was their relationship with your father? Were you not afraid to leave them?
Y'all notice how the news is using the
Really? Anyway, these commercials gotta go. But he making up a good point. He left. He left. If he ain't feel like something's not lining up, matching with the word of God as well, pointing out what's going on, regardless of people he encountered and warn his parent, and then you telling him be quiet and mind his business and stay in kid's place when he feels something's off spiritually. So now he feel like not only went through abuse and things like that, but he left to flee from the drama and the stuff that went on.
Well, I asked because it went all the way to the actual department, so it was actually going to be something. And when I asked them if they could just make sure that my brothers didn't get separated and what have you, they said they couldn't make those type of guarantees, that they weren't really sure what would happen if this went down. And so part of leaving was the hope that it would be okay for them, because none of them experienced what I experienced. I'm saying I'm the oldest. It's a lot riding on me. I'm supposed to at least religiously hold down the family's name at this household. Right. You know what I mean?
How much older are you than the baby and the knee baby?
Like a lot older. Like if I'm, I
12,
think
13.
Yeah, they're 5 and in Pampers.
Wow. You go to Florida. You tell the story. I've heard you were homeless. And somebody else told the story, said they were homeless, and you said they hijacked your story. Now, I don't...
At 13, I shouldn't have to tell you I'm homeless. I'm in Miami, Florida. I have no family members in Florida. I couldn't buy a house if I wanted to. I couldn't get an apartment if I wanted to. I don't have a credit history. Like, this is not a stretch for me to say that I'm homeless. I'm living in a park in Coconut Grove. The park still exists to this day. For 8 hours a day, I would get up and go to the library and study for 8 hours a day to increase my education. And then I would leave out of there and go to the marina and steal car radios and make $2,000 almost daily. Like, I had a routine.
So you really could have played that old thief in Santa Claus. You could have played it.
No, the Santa Claus wasn't a thief. The Santa Claus, you can't tell me. I read the script. Ricky Smiley told you he didn't read the script. The Santa Claus was a crackhead. He just had that outfit on. That's what I couldn't have played.
Okay.
Like, I couldn't have played a black guy that got raped in the bathroom.
Right. So at any point in time, you're like, man, I made a mistake, man. I should have stayed my butt in Ohio, man, because this ain't what I signed up for.
I didn't experience anything once I left home that I hadn't signed up for. If anything, it saved my life. Me being homeless for that small period of time allowed me to see all of the people that were in that situation and to see that these were lawyers and doctors and teachers, and that these people were white and black and Asian and Indian. And the only thing that all of these homeless people had in common was they made a bad decision and aligned themselves with drugs.
Wow.
And I interviewed them all. What drug? What?
Wow.
And guess what, Shannon? Nobody had a great story. Nobody had a great story of what meth had done for them, what crack had done for them, what cocaine had done for them, what heroin had done for them, what speed had done for them. Nobody had them stories. Everybody's story was, I had my life together. And then I decided to do this dumb thing. And I lost my wife. I lost my house. I lost my cars. I lost my reputation. And I'm now out here sucking penis in the woods. What? Talk about scared straight. You ain't got to worry about me. If it ain't weed or nicotine, you won't see me touching it. I don't want no parts. I done seen what these things can do to people. Anything that take over your free will is the devil itself.
Right.
Have you ever thought about what your life would have been had you stayed in Dayton, Ohio?
Online courses offered by.
Oh my goodness. These cars, where should they go somewhere? He's speaking facts. He let it be known he saw some things as a 13-year-old. And all Shannon could keep talking about, have you ever thought about Ohio? Have you ever thought about Ohio? And you see how Katt William react in his body language. Like, yes, he had thought about it, but right there and there, no. Because now he living his life. He making money stealing radios, try to survive and make ends meet as he's sleeping at a park. Because he wants to move on his own and live on his own and be successful on his own. But anyway, keep it going.
No, that's like asking somebody that's in the NBA for 14 years, like, what would have happened if you didn't come to the NBA? Oh, I shudder to think. I thought it was what I was made for. I thought it was what I was built for. Anybody that knows me will tell you that when they first met Katt Williams, when I was Cat in the Hat, and they tell these stories about how he changed his name. Look, the truth of the matter is Disney sued me. Yeah, I was Cat in the Hat. They sent me a cease and desist letter, and I'm not even making $25,000 a year. And the mega company Disney has sent me a cease and desist telling me I can't use any variations of that name. Fine, I'm Katt Williams. That's all that happened. I have been this same product the entire time. They will tell you when they first saw me doing stand-up, I was just like this. This is what I bring. This is my style.
When did you know you was?
So Katt William let you know that he had to learn his style of comedian from an early age. And as he got older, kept the same style going for many years as a comedian. Let you know, like, once you find which work for you, you keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, despite the lies, despite the hate, despite the jealousy along the way, because they will come. But at the same time, you just don't lose focus, you know? And he's a pure example of that. Even though he made mistakes, but he stayed focused on his comedy as a comedian. Let's keep it going.
Were you always funny? Did you always want to be a comedian? Did you stumble on a comedianship?
No, I loved what they did, and so I studied them, all of them. I studied all of the white comedians because I wanted to know, why is Monty Python funny? Why is Don not so talented? I wanted to know, what is George Carlin's thing? Like, so I studied all of the comedy masters regardless of the field because I loved to laugh. I didn't know that these people were making a great living at doing this. I thought this is just what they did. They tell jokes. They're funny people, but I love the craft. And that's why when I got into the craft, I thought it was my obligation to make sure that I kept writing new material so much that it forced these comedians to stop doing the set they've been doing for 10 years and keep writing some new stuff. And I knew that if I could get that to take on, that most of these bums would have to just quit comedy because they can't keep up. They're not going to keep writing an hour worth of material.
Right.
I've written an hour worth of material 19 times. They're not going to do it. Why? Because they're not creative writers. They want to get somebody else and have them write it and put it together.
Exactly. They always do it.
So if I'm listening to you correct me if I'm wrong. I think the best thing that ever happened was the internet. Because now they have to. Because normally, like you said, you could do a set and you do that set in Kansas City, people ain't heard it in San Francisco. People ain't heard it in Miami. They ain't heard it in Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, so forth and so on. Now you do a set, it's on the internet. Somebody heard it. So you can't do a set and make it last 3 months, 4 months.
Well, it doesn't allow the regular comic the ability to grow is the real problem. Like, the part of comedy is me taking these jokes in January, and by March, I've begun to craft this joke. It's not as simple as it was. When I wrote it, it was just da-da-da-da-da. But now it has the complexities of the fact that I'm having to deliver this to an East Coast audience, a down South audience, a Midwest audience, a Utah audience, a Colorado audience. And so it begins to take on a different complexion because you're having to deliver it to different people.
Okay.
And so this is what sharpens your joke. You then take those sharpened jokes and make a special. Not you just randomly take some. So it's a process. You don't allow them to process if the first time the guy did the joke, now that's his joke and the joke is everywhere. That just sets it up for people to steal.
So how many times must you tell a joke before you master it?
No, thank you. I don't smoke or drink or curse.
Anyway.
How many times have you had to sleep with a woman before you're done with her? That's not fair. If it's great, never. if it ceases to have usefulness, so it has been spoken. Right.
I read that you was raised in Florida. You had some help, some ladies of the night.
No.
That's not true.
No, that whole story doesn't take place in Florida. That story takes place in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So after I'm in Florida, I then join, I try to join the Marine Corps and they won't accept me because I'm too young and I've lied and told them I'm 16 and my family's moving down and I don't have my ID, but it's coming. And so they let me go to the boot camp, That's not gonna work now. Okay, so I've learned that lesson. So then I get this job selling stuff door to door. Across the country. And so I've been to all 50 states. Again, I'm 14 years old. So I did that. While I'm doing that, one of the places I'm at, I'm in Oklahoma. And I've decided I'm going to stay here because of meeting these ladies that you're talking about and that situation. I don't know at the time why that's important in my life or why it's something I should be doing or any of that. But now later on, it certainly helps me in formulating Money Mike for Friday After Next.
Right.
And a pimp named Slickback for the Boondocks.
Oklahoma, so San Francisco, Oklahoma, Sacramento. From Florida, you moved to the West Coast. So you traveling. When did you set up shop on the West Coast?
All right.
How old were you then?
So I guess I'm 18 or younger, and I once I have a child, I realize that I can't. It's a lot of things that I could use to make money that now is a no-go. So anything with street aspirations that I might have thought about pursuing or being good at. I now am a single parent and I gotta redo this thing. So I need comedy to really work out for me.
Right.
And me and God go into extreme conversation where I'm explaining to him that I'm a crash out dummy if he don't send me a lifeline. Like I need something I can hold on to. Before I had left Florida, I did stand up one time because we was trying to get in the club. I didn't have ID. So I said I was a comedian. They ended up having me do 5 minutes. But I kept that in my head that I had done that. When we get to Oklahoma, they're having a competition for stand up. And if you win, you get to go out on the road with Jeff Foxworthy and Dan Whitney, who is Larry the Cable Guy, and Richard Jenny, and these great comics. You get to open for them. And once I did that, I realized, okay, as a comedian, I'm like way behind schedule. I done started this too late. All the funny guys are.
It's great that he give homage to all the comedians, because every time you talk with certain comedians or celebrities in general, they always put in front, oh, I always been this way, I always been that way. But yet the whole entire time they live and they pretty much copycat throughout their whole career, their whole life. They have people names in their mouth that they want to be, but they really wasn't that person. So it's sad when you see people down and overlook people who are real and then pat the ones who are fake and phony on the back. Like they the real G, they the real gangster, they the original, talented. You know, they the original one who making success, but they not making success. They are lying, they are scheming, they are copying people off their work of creativity and call it their own. Not only that, they stealing, robbing people in several different profiles, getting money, making it flaunt like they've been working all their life. It's all lies. They live in lies, and they telling people lies, and they looking stupid once they find out this individual is lying to them. They putting on a whole show act. They fake. They phony. They manipulative when they cry them crocodile tears, make it seem like, oh, I'm real, I'm legit, believe me, but yet behind closed doors, they calling you fool, stupid, ignorant, dumb. Behind closed doors, they just using you as a pawn. Behind closed doors, they say they name all in their mouth what they gonna do to the person, but once the person in their face, they cowered like a punk. Like what Katt William said. First y'all saying hi to me, but behind closed door, y'all calling me fake and phony. Y'all call me all these names, but y'all don't even know me. Y'all don't even live in my shoes. Can't even walk in my walk. But you want to talk about me, you don't even know me at all. He kept it real. And that's why I always like Katt William as one of my comedians, because I got 5 of them. It's Katt William, Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Bernie Mac, may he rest in peace. Like, really? He keep it real. Not many people could keep it real like that. Trust me. If I get to speaking, I will expose a whole bunch of people back to back, back to back, to the point they will be crying to the people who they told ton of lies to and say that you're lying the whole entire time you telling the truth. Like, stop playing with me. But we'll keep it going.
Already funny and known names, like how am I going to progress? So I realized that I do better with a white audience than I do with a black audience. And I'm not sure why that's occurring, but the white audience likes me more. That's interesting. So when I moved to Sacramento, it's because Sacramento has a white and a black audience almost 50-50. That's almost the makeup of Sacramento. So I lived in Sacramento for 2 years until I get to the point where I am equally as funny if the room is black as I am if the room is white. That's now I'm prepared. I'm tailored. everything else. And I
at the regular club.
Yeah, that was the range, is that where when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So that's how I started. But as you begin to get better, you begin to be able to speak to your entire fan base. And that's really what's been helpful, is that I've been having the same conversation with my fan base for 12 comedy specials.
Is that what set Katt Williams apart? Is your range? Is that you can do a comedy, do 45 minutes in the church. I can go to a comedy club in front of 250, or I can go into an arena with 15,000.
I'm here to show y'all subjects.
That's true. Keep going, Katt William. That's like a real statement right there.
I'm reading. Katt Williams won Cedric the Entertainer's Anheuser-Busch Best Los Angeles Comic Award. Did you win that award, one Katt Williams? It's a simple yes or no. It's not a rhetorical question.
It's a question that probably should have been asked to Cedric the Entertainer.
I'm asking you. I got you here, though.
I know. I couldn't believe Cedric didn't get asked that question. You still a dude's joking and giving an award, and then 10 years later you don't know nothing about it. Hey, but I promise you this.
What?
If he sees me again before he sees you, he'll be talking different when you see him. That's for certain. That's the difference. That's what these comics understand, is that I'm not doing nothing for clout. I don't even recognize clout.
That's right.
But eventually the Lord is going to let me and you be in one hallway. A lot of these dudes go... Kevin Hart done went 25 years without ever being in the same building with me at the same time. If I go in the building, he walk out. You've never seen us in the same building ever in 25 years. Like, it's like that. Why? Why?
Yes.
Because I'm really the product. It's not what you think. I am never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind. I'm always a physical specimen. And when you see me, I'm much, much bigger than you had thought. I have far less play in me than you would like. And I'm relentless.
He ain't lying. He don't keep it real. What the old folks say, scratch your behind and be glad. He let it be known that you ain't gonna catch him in the same building. You ain't gonna do nothing to him. If you say my name 3 times, I'm gonna show up in your face. You know, Katt Williams don't care. He said he bigger and his personality big. Regardless of his height, regardless if you stop to your knees, he gonna let you know that he's there. You know, and someone told me before, there's people who have power and presence, and there's people who try to throw it on but really don't have that power. They really don't have that presence. You know, and right now, Katt Williams let be known that he got power, he got presence. You know, if you want to wrestle, you want to have word battle, we could do it. You know, he let it be known. I could tell you in comedian, I could tell you as a straight serious conversation. You're not gonna win with Katt Williams, period. You know, and he let it be known. You know, and I agree with him in that area because I'm the same way. You're gonna feel my power, you're gonna feel my presence. I don't have to lift a finger before karma start pulling up on your block. That's how powerful I am. Speak about that. People could speak everything else about your name, but they can't even tell you the truth. They can't even say how many times they try to make you feel and talk about downfalls, but they don't never talk about the come ups and the many wins that you already had. Why? Because they jealous. Why? Because they can't even be strong like you could be strong. Let's keep it all the way 100. Y'all got people who appear to be strong, but the whole entire time they are cowards. Weak. No backbone. Living, slithering, and cheesing in your face and smiling in your face. They not real. They ready to backstab you as soon as your back turn and cry, say it wasn't me. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You want to be friends with somebody fake versus being real, someone who is real and tell you to your face when you're doing wrong and if you got something in your teeth. Make it make sense. Because out here, people is creating clouds, fake stunt on people. You got a brand new car, but yet you don't know they 6 months behind on their car note. Make it make sense. We not the same people. Individual. When I leave up, everybody know my name. Yeah, I don't even know these people. I don't even talk to these people. That's how powerful I am as a person with presence. Nobody can get on that level unless you went through some real stuff, seen some real stuff, and gifted. Katt Williams is gifted. I am gifted. Anybody else who been through some stuff like we have are gifted. But yet in a room full of fake individuals. Let's keep it going.
Out there, I'm still to this day, I play 11 games of basketball with a 20-year-old. The record is 92-6. This is just in the yard, just to the rack, just because.
I was cool.
It was good.
Darn commercials. Get out of here. Nobody want y'all.
I need to do, they find out you got a tumor in your upper jaw, so we're gonna have to do a whole surgery for you. It's gonna be 100 bands. I don't have it. And I'm only gonna have this check from this movie. So while I'm doing this movie, we live in this trailer. This is where we live. So when they come to work at 5 in the morning, we already there. When they leave at night, we still there. We just double back because we understood that this is our one opportunity. And we have this opportunity to change our lives, just like a young man going for the draft.
Right.
We can actually get in the league with this. There are 30 comedians on this cast. They're all magnificent. This is the holy grail of the situation. So yeah, I was able to make sure that, because it wasn't just my first movie, it was K.D. Albert's first movie. It was Terry Crew's first movie.
Absolutely.
I was the leader of this group, which meant that we didn't do their rehearsals. They did rehearsal. We did our own rehearsals daily to make sure that we were at the level of professional actors, which is what made it so egregious. That guy saying, you were supposed to what?
Katt did have a good part in the movie, man. The Santa Claus was funny, man.
The dude said the entire time we were filming, I can't play this role. They got a bandana over my nose and my mouth. My family not even gonna know who this is. So yeah, tell your story.
Terry Crews also said that you guys had a lot of conversation, that this was your opportunity and you needed to seize this moment.
Terry had the benefit of having been in some very high-profile situations already and took L's. Mm-hmm. Like, he had been in the league, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He had done pro wrestling. He had done a lot of things. He had been televised and some things that hadn't worked.
Right.
And this was just fortuitous for him. And now you know what nobody has ever said in the whole industry in 20 years about, the whole Money Mike not getting raped in the bathroom.
Right.
So I understood going in that there's no reason. I lost for a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk. That all I had said was, just, can we take some of this step and fetches shit out? And then I can do it. Like, it don't need to be overtly homosexual, because I'm not homosexual, right? It doesn't need that to be funny, right? Mm-hmm. And me saying that and them going, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to give it to this other guy and having him do it just like it was. and acting like I'm a bad person because I keep standing on my standard. But yeah, it's interesting, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, again, I'm on the winning side of these decisions.
You know, look, I've had Cube, I've talked to Cube, and a lot of people say Cube doesn't pay. What's your relationship with Cube, and what did that opportunity mean for you?
Well, the ungrateful bastards that would say anything about Cube's payment, you shouldn't even talk to them anymore. Like, you don't go.
No, he didn't. He said the ungrateful. Hey, people so ungrateful. No matter if you chop your arms, limbs, everything else, they still ungrateful. No matter if you pay them the right amount, high or low, they still ungrateful. That is crazy to me. And we heard years who was the people complaining about the movie. For years. Which was Chris Tucker, which was Reese Witherspoon, and a couple other actors who played Cuban movies. Friday, next Friday, Friday after next. Not once did you hear anything about Katt Williams, who didn't like his pay. Not once did you hear about, his name is on tip of my tongue, who played the cousin Day. I can't remember his real name. Said anything about being underpaid at all. But anyway.
To Goodwill. You don't go to a Goodwill thrift store and go, look at all this cheap ass shit. Why don't you shut up? Why don't you shut up? You could have went to Hermes. Why you didn't go to Balenciaga? Why you didn't get a vote of the ball main? You want to have that conversation? Right. What you mean the independent black dude who's filming it partly out of his fucking pocket? What you mean he didn't pay you enough? They weirdos that felt like they earned the opportunity because they were big. No, yeah. I understood.
That ain't no $200 million movie. Well, I mean, how much did you expect you was gonna make?
Well, I made enough to get them teeth fixed just like you did.
Yeah.
So I
Dang, Katt Williams. He throwing shade with Shannon, who's throwing a little key subliminal shade right back. He said, I got enough money to get them teeth fixed, just like you got your teeth fixed. I am hard. Anyway, oh my gosh, Katt Williams.
There was no harm, no foul. I knew that I was going to go from there, and there was no
turning back for Katt Williams.
Well, here's the thing. I wrote it. What I'm saying if I did it and I did a good job at it, you can thank me. I was involved.
Right.
I'm not going to come later on and tell you, I never even read the whole script. So how you know what roles? What do you mean you never read the like these guys' whole job is to present something, unfortunately. And I'm just not a presenter. If you ask me a question, I'm just going to tell you the truth of how it went.
Would you be willing to do another Friday?
This year.
This gal is about to get a good.
Anyway, that was a deep pause, Kat. And I think he probably shouldn't, because even though, don't get me wrong, Friday movies was good. And I heard a couple of people said they would mind a, Friday movie. I know DC Young Fly talk about it, but honestly, some movies are good remakes. Some movies you just gotta leave alone. Let it stay classic. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm telling the truth.
Cube already asked me to write it. I was supposed to have been writing it. This is what these guys are mad about. Like, we lost some great people before this movie could come out regardless.
Right.
And so, yes, desperately needs to be one. But we miss John Witherspoon in a way that can't really be quantified, if I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey. Oh, Lord. Whew. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest. I don't care what you say. To be confident and not delusional is a real skill.
That's true.
Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
Well, you don't think they asked Chris Tucker to come back in the second Friday?
Katt William is roasting him. He said lots of people is confident is actually delusional. The ones who not delusional is actually humble and confident. I am done. I think I should end this video right here because he's speaking the truth, facts. He's saying nothing but facts. Shannon ain't trying to hear that. He trying to make him look crazy. But he is speaking facts. But anyway.
Smokey was all in Smokey. There ain't no Friday without Smokey.
We all agree to that, and there's no next Friday without Friday, and there's no Friday after next without Friday.
We talk about the road because you said that they don't.
Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. Chris was allowed to make the decision. At the time that this is happening, Katt Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed. Right. Snoop's known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying, Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that.
Right.
He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither.
You know. Oh my gosh. But they best friends though, Katt William. You ain't had roast Chris Tucker like that. They are best friends. Best friends get friends nickname. You know that from coming in from Ohio. How people got nicknames in other countries as well. Not countries, I mean states as well. Good Lord. Really? He ain't had to do them like that, Katt William. And he said, I never met a grown man get a nickname from another grown man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry, Chris Tucker. That was funny, though. I'm sorry. But still, Katt William, chill. But we know he not, and we all loving the mess. Let's keep it going.
Must be the greatest.
Man, I ain't gonna be able to get nobody back. I ain't gonna be able to get no more comedians.
They all coming.
No, they ain't.
Are you kidding?
Nah.
Hey, I promise you.
I done got all the rest of them. I done got the ones.
I promise you, everybody trying to double back. You're going to be able to beat them off with a stick. You won't let him. They're coming. Much as...
Exactly. Why were you laughing?
You're on Def Comedy Jam, Comic View. What were those experiences like? What do you remember most about Def Comedy Jam and Comic View?
This is the #1 gift this holiday
Man, anyway, #1 gift is smash that like, comment, and share. Keep it going.
Comic View was everything. Comic View was really the break, and not Friday After Next, just because Comic View was just 3,000 of your stand-up peers, and we just throw sets of all of them up there, and we see who the audience likes. Who do they like? And it was a great wild, wild west time to be involved in comedy. And The same is true for Def Jam because hip hop was a fad at one time, and hip hop ain't gonna last. And why are you doing that? And that's how it was for blue comedy. If you were a comedian that cussed, you were ridiculed by the mainstream comedy geist. That would be like me being on Joe Rogan. Joe don't want me on there. I need to be on Shannon. Joe got 6 comedians that never been funny. He want to push out. But that's really how it is. I'm so sorry I'm competitive. You an athlete, right?
I can tell.
You understand.
Will there ever be another Comic View, Def Comedy Jam? Could that, in today, 24, 25, 26, could we see that again?
They've already announced it. It's already going. You didn't know? Yeah, Kevin Hart purchased it, so he's now doing Comic View. That happened at the same time that they gave DC Young Fly Hollywood Squares. Yeah, because they tell you that there's no gatekeepers, but we keep seeing the same people open the gate. Didn't Kevin open the gate and let Tiffany?
Say again, Kevin. We keep seeing the same gatekeepers open the gate of Hollywood. Open gate of Casting Couch. Open gate of come to my show, let's talk about it, but yet you transferring humans and substance and alcohol. But anyway, let's keep it going.
Yeah. And he now opening it up for, don't such and such open the gate. What do you mean ain't no gatekeepers? There's 100 gates out here. Everyone I've seen got a keeper.
Would you have wanted to do Comic View or Def Comedy Jam? Would you have wanted to be?
I think we just mentioned I did them both.
No, I'm saying he purchased the rights and refranchise it.
Nope. They didn't offer it to me anyway. Like Comic View did a couple of disservices to comedy as well. So there were people like me that were out there getting 2 and 3 standing ovations in one set. And that wasn't good for television. So what they did was they started making everybody get a standing ovation. So they would tell the audience, when they get off stage, everybody get up and cheer. And so now the fact that I'm the only one out there going to get standing ovations is now making people think everybody get a standing ovation. And that's not how comedy is. So I understood why that couldn't go anymore. Because remember, Ricky Smiley sat right here and told you a story about how he performed with Mike Epps and Katt Williams when he did Comic View. And to let him tell it, he was funnier than both. My name lived down. You're talking about the special needs. That's good.
That's a different time.
That's some clever material.
That was a different time, Katt.
No, it wasn't. It was the time I was there.
But I'm saying
that time, this time, same times.
No, but I'm saying
just like people that tell you the Egyptians, they're not black. Egypt is in Africa, folks. As long as Egypt is in Africa, then Egyptians are African.
Do you believe you could tell the same jokes today as when you started out? I mean, Eddie Murphy not telling those jokes. Richard Pryor wouldn't be able to tell those jokes in 2024 that they told in the 70s and the 80s.
So they wouldn't have told them.
But that's my point.
They're not inferior people.
No.
If they were in this time, they would be going according to our time. Just like then, we were going according to that. Like, that's how it is in the world. There are words that we can use for a while. And we use them for a while until somebody says, that ain't a good word. Yeah. We should stop saying that.
Correct.
That don't make people feel good. And we stop saying the word. And we move on to another word. You can't say the R word. You can certainly say special needs.
Yeah.
You can certainly say spectrum. You can. There are things that you can say to get your point that don't have to hurt people.
Right.
But you would know that if what you did was construct the English language for a living, then you would understand that part.
You financed your first stand-up. You had it cost you $22,000. You had 25 to your name.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do that? You believe that much in Katt?
I believe that much in business. In business, the goal is for you to become independent and be the boss, take the responsibility, and also get the profit.
Okay.
That's all. How can I be looking for you to put me on if I wouldn't? And if I can't show you what you missed out on, why would you believe me? Now, the fact that I was able to do it 12 times, that's the real thing. The part that I'm able to do it all across the country. The fact that every time I do a tour or a special, you think, well, that's sponsored by somebody. Somebody did a good job. No, just.
At Rite Aid, we know your yoga routine is more than a workout.
During commercials, acting like them haters.
Just.
That is smart. I don't care nobody say Katt William is smart. He said he invested in himself. He going around doing all these shows across the United States. And not only that, videos are being published across social media that not only reach across the United States but other countries as well. And watching the videos in their native language. That is smart. That is very smart. But anyway, I'm in it there because, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Ignore the haters in the comments because they just, have all these fake profiles and just write on people stuff because their real life is miserable. Just ignore the threats. Ignore the, frauds, whatever you want to call it, fraudulent peoples and whatnot. Ignore them people. But anyway, keep on going. Keep your head up. At the same time, make sure you guys stay on watch because lots of things is being exposed. A lot of people are being forced in 2024 tell the truth, nothing but truth in 2024. And the ones that keeping a lie going, they desperate for money in their pocket because they pockets pretty much got holes in it and money is disappearing. So stay humble. Make sure you click the like, subscribe, and have a nice day. See y'all in the next video. Peace.